Guys, I feel really called to tell you to focus on yourself. I feel like you need to focus on your own energy and where you're going in life. I feel like your mind has been kind of here, there, and everywhere recently. Maybe you've been on your phone too much, maybe you're scrolling on TikTok or Instagram Reels or something too much, and it feels like your energy's been scattered, and it feels like you need to come back to home and come back to base, and just focus on your internal world for a little bit. Bring yourself to your heart chakra. Slow yourself down. It feels like you're moving too fast. You're wanting to move too fast, and you're getting frustrated because your external world isn't reflecting back to you what you wanted to as soon as you wanted to. You know, it feels like you're trapped in this cycle of like this instant gratification, like dopamine chasing kind of algorithm or rhythmic. Yeah, it feels like a rhythmic pattern. And it feels like you need to step out of that rhythm for a minute. It feels like you need to come back to home base. And you need to slow yourself down. I can even feel my words as I'm channeling. My energy has slowed down. My words are slowing down. It feels like you need to sit in stillness for a moment. It feels like there's an aligned path that you're walking down, and it's a guided path that you're supposed to walk down. But it feels like you're not listening to your own internal rhythms. It feels like you're not tapped into yourself right now. It feels like you're really disconnected from yourself. And it's your inner self and your higher self that's guiding you. But it feels like you're not allowing yourself to be led down the path that you're supposed to be walking down right now. It feels like maybe you're chasing egoic things, but in an unconscious way where it's not, I was going to say not malicious, but malicious is the wrong word. It's like you're not consciously chasing your ego for status or for like negative detrimental things for your health. It's very innocent. I think that's the word I'm looking for. The way you're chasing your ego is very innocent. And I feel like you're just not aware that what you've been doing isn't working. And it's not working for a reason. It feels like there's another path you're supposed to walk down that you're not acknowledging, or maybe you've acknowledged it, but your ego isn't allowing you. I feel like the words just popped into my head. You need to steady yourself. Spirit is saying you need to steady yourself. You need to hold on to yourself before you take your next step. And that is so frustrating to try and do when you're in this energy of wanting to go and rush forwards. But when you rush forwards in the wrong energy, it won't turn out the way that you want it to. You're not going to rush in the right direction. And there's this call to kind of ease off the throttle a little bit and just sit with yourself. Remember who you are. Remember who you are right now. Remember your soul's purpose. Remember why you came here. What did your soul incarnate to do? I feel like a lot of you guys are healers. I feel like a lot of you are empaths. You're very highly sensitive souls. Maybe a lot of you are neurodivergent. You guys need to come back to yourself. And this is like an urgent message from your spirit guides. You need to just sit. And I know I feel like I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but I feel like this is the message. And it really needs to hit home for some people. It feels like this energy is waiting to come in and waiting to support you. It's like this big ocean wave, ready to carry you to the next phase of where you need to be. But you're not allowing yourself to jump on that wave because you're too busy being distracted by things that you think that you want. It's like your ego thinks that you want something, and it's not actually what you really want. It's not what your heart is truly desiring. And it feels like there's a lot of fear that's coming up. You're afraid of going after the things that you truly desire. And that's like an internal subconscious thing that you need to look at and you need to work on and you need to figure out why. But it feels like as soon as you try and step onto the path that your soul deeply, truly desires to have, all of these other thoughts come up. It's all the like what ifs and the buts and the, oh, but if I did this, it would be better. And oh, but this person did that, so maybe I need to do it too. And oh, but it worked out for them. Why isn't it working out for me? And you're like frustrating yourself, but it's not working out for you because it's not your path. It's not where you're supposed to go. And maybe you are walking down the right path, but you're just doing it in the wrong way for some people. For other people, maybe you're just on the wrong path altogether. Well, no, you can never be on the wrong path. But it's like you're on the egoic path rather than the soul's path. And you're learning lessons and you're doing the right thing in order to get through those lessons. But there's something so much bigger and better and brighter for you on the other side. And it'll bring you to this happiness and this desired fulfillment so much faster if you just allow yourself to flow with your divinely guided path. It's like you need to root yourself. Have you guys been having difficulties with your root chakras? Even your solar plexus, has that been like a big journey for you guys, that you really needed to release wounds from there and really need to build yourself up? Maybe you let go of a lot of people in your life recently, or just a lot of things in general. Maybe you left a job, you got a new job, maybe you're moving house. All these different things could be happening. And there's now this instability. But it's happened so you can create new stability within yourself. So you're not relying on stability in the external world. Because that's something so important within this lifetime and within your own root chakra. And this is where it comes back to focusing on yourself. It's like your aligned energy is so incredibly powerful. And you're so ready to receive what it is that you deserve and desire. And you just need to take a moment to step back and reflect on yourself. And within that stillness, within that reflection, your path will reveal itself to you. And you'll remember who you are through that process. And you can feel so frustrated when you first start, like if you sit down to meditate or sit down to journal, when you're used to moving quickly and moving fast and constantly having this like dopamine hit all the time, slowing down is going to feel so frustrating. But if you just sit with that frustration and push through it and just acknowledge it, allow it to be there, but also recognize the fact that there's something more for you and something better, and allow the frustration to be there, but also focus on the other aspect of yourself that's desiring this stillness. Because it's within that space of duality and that balance where you can say this is true but this is also true, that you'll find that peace within yourself. And that's where this new path will enter. And you'll have little epiphanies in your mind. You might have a thought pop into your head. You might have a conversation with somebody. You might read something or hear something in a piece of music that'll resonate so deeply within you that you would have bypassed before if you hadn't have been allowing yourself to sit still enough within yourself. And it's that piece of information that you're getting that's going to lead you to this next phase. And it's not that this will come in as a big whirlwind or this big, tower moment that's going to crash down on top of you. For a lot of you, I feel like this will happen slowly. It's like building a house or building a castle. It's like brick by brick by brick, things will be laid down. And you'll look back in 6 months' time or a year's time and realize just how much you've built. It's going to be one of those kind of things. Some of you may have this big whirlwind come in, if that's the energy you've been aligned with, or that's the energy your soul wants you to align with. But I feel like for a lot of people, these big life-changing moments happen in the small moments. And it's something that's so overlooked. And again, the ego is not going to like that. The ego is going to want to push forward and do everything super quickly and have that instant gratification. But that's not what's best for you right now. In your highest good, that is not what's best for you right now. You're being called to acknowledge the small moments. You're being called to acknowledge your higher self, your higher divinely guided path. And honor that. You're being called to honor yourself, honor your own internal wisdom, and make the decision that you know you need to make. And I feel like a lot of you already know what I'm talking about. I feel like a lot of you already know what I'm talking about. And it's something you've been so called to, but have ignored for such a long time because of the ego, because of fear. And that's not a negative thing. That's not your fault. That's part of the human experience. That's part of us incarnating on this earth and living a human lifestyle. That's all part of the plan. And you have to allow yourself to be a human. So when I'm saying these words to you, don't be sitting there and again letting your ego, because your soul would never do this to you, right? Letting your ego beat yourself up. Letting your ego tell you that you're wrong, or tell you that what you've been doing isn't good enough, or like any negative thought that you have towards yourself is not coming from your soul. Guys, give yourself so much love. This is the part of your journey where you need to love yourself the most. Because that's what's going to diminish the fear that's stopping you from walking down the path that you know you're supposed to walk down. Giving yourself that love so unconditionally and so deeply and so powerfully and so impactfully. You deserve the world, and it's time to give yourself that, okay? I love you guys so much. Bye.